I'm back. I am here today to make some Play-Doh or Therapy-Doh. And I was reminded yesterday or the other day that some people couldn't see what was happening in my bowl the other day. So I've rearranged where I have everything and I'm using a short pan. So hopefully today you'll be able to see what's going on in my pan. Hopefully we'll have some people that will join us in a little while. But we're making Play-Doh or Therapy-Doh. I made some the other day, so I'm just going to show you a little bit of what I've done. I have this great book. It's called Mudworks, one of the best books I've ever purchased. I have used it countless times. One of my favorite recipes happens to be salty Fundough. So that's what we're going to be making today, and then we're going to be adding a little something to it to make it Therapy-Doh. If you do not have tartar, cream of tartar or oil, you can do what's called salt Play-Doh, which is very similar. It just cuts out those, and the measurements are a little bit different for the flour and the salt. Okay, so first thing you need to do is we need to measure out some of our stuff. So I have water here, flour, salt, oil, and cream of tartar. As I mentioned the other day, I don't like to use any more items than absolutely necessary. So although it's going to, excuse me, I'm cutting my recipe in half. So I need a half a cup of flour, but I need a quarter cup of salt. So I'm using this quarter cup to measure out the flour. And I'm putting that straight into my pan, because before we really do much with it, we're going to mix it up and it'll be a little more liquidy, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so there's my flour. And then I need a quarter cup of salt. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be mixing this right in the pan. So you'll see what happens when we do that. That looks about right. There's a quarter cup of our salt. We need a teaspoon of cream of tartar. So there's my teaspoon of cream of tartar. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my water in here. This is a half a cup of water. And then I'm going to need a tablespoon of oil. And I just realized I did not get out a tablespoon. Hold on one moment. Let's see if we can find one. Here we go. Tablespoon. I made some lunch right before this and I used up my tablespoon. I completely forgot. There's about a tablespoon. I'm going to put a little bit more because that was off. So that's about a tablespoon of oil. Okay. Then what we need to do is we need to mix that all up. And while we're mixing it, we can go ahead and turn on our oven. So I'm going to turn on our stove. Turn the stove up to about low to medium. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. I want to make sure that's all mixed and liquidy. I want to make sure that I'm getting rid of as much of the flour clumps as possible. And since the pan doesn't heat up immediately, it can be working on heating up while I'm working on stirring. Getting there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to let this kind of heat up for a while, and I'm going to show you what I did the other day. I went on to Pinterest just to kind of, I like to go on there every once in a while to get some ideas of different things, but I went on there to look for essential oil dough or therapy dough. I had gotten years ago at a teacher store, they had smelly Play-Doh, and I loved the smelly Play-Doh, and I kept that for ages until finally the smelly Play-Doh just went awful. And then a few months ago, my mom bought me this stuff called Therapy-Doh. I forget what the phrase was that was on it, but they're selling this stuff. So I went online just to see if there was something on Pinterest of how to make it. And what I found was a recipe that called, I think, for 1 part conditioner to 1 part flour. But when you do that, you don't get to really pick your scents. I mean, your scent is whatever the conditioner is. Whereas I wanted to kind of be able to put essential oils in there basically. So I went to MudWorks and I found my Play-Doh, and we're just going to add some scents to that. And then you can make it whatever scent you want it to. All right, so now you can see that that is pretty smooth. And it's going to take a little while to kind of set up, but you want to keep coming back to it, okay? So I don't have to be stirring it nonstop, but I don't want to let it go for too long. So I'm just going to set that there for just a moment and show you the Play-Doh that I made. So what you're going to end up with is something that's like this, okay? However, today we are going to add in some color straight into the pan. I didn't want to add color because I wanted to split it into 4 different groups. So I did 4 different colors. I added the color afterwards, and I also added the scent. Okay, so orange, you can probably guess that smells like orange. Love it. I made a purple so that smells like lavender. And then my green smells like peppermint. And I happen to have some essential oils. I know I have some friends that are involved in like Young Living and things like that. So you've got the nicer stuff. This was just cheap essential oils that I purchased for no, just whatever. So I had a couple of different scents that you can add. So you can add whatever you want, and you can also add whatever colors you want. So you're just taking food coloring. I also happen to have some gel food colors, and that worked as well. So this, I think I used a little bit of gel food, and then I did some of the regular food coloring, whereas the rest of them I used the regular food coloring, which you typically, or at least I typically saw growing up. So once you make this Play-Doh, if you keep it in an airtight container, it'll keep for a real long time. So it's great for kids. It's got a nice consistency. Oh, you can see we're starting to set up already. And actually, that reminds me, I wanted to add a little bit of food coloring. So this is when you can add your food coloring. Probably could have done it a little bit earlier than I did, but that's okay. Just a couple drops. What you'll find with the food coloring, if you add it earlier like I should have, when it starts to set, the dough will turn a slightly darker color from what you have the Play-Doh from the food coloring. All right, so just going to mush that in. So as you can see, this works pretty quickly. All right. So I can add it in like that. Keep mushing it. Press it down and stir it around. All right, and you see it's a bright blue. When I flip it, you'll notice slightly darker colors that start to appear. Okay, and you can just kind of mush all of this all together. Keep mushing until you don't see any of the kind of the slimy looking color. That looks like it's about it. And all of it's wiping off of my spoon so it doesn't look as liquidy anymore. So when you're at that point, you can go ahead and turn off your stove. I'm going to take that right out. It's nice and toasty. And then you just want to go ahead and knead it for a little while. Okay, that's just to, again, get the color consistent. And let it cool off a little bit. So a lot of this kids can do with you. It's very, very easy. You know, get them at the stove and have them stir everything together. This part's a little bit hot, but it's not too hot, as long as they're not holding it for an extended period of time. But it's kind of fun to mush it in. But as you can see, it's a great consistency. Okay, so the only thing you need to do really to turn it into an essential oil is add your essential oil. So I'm going to go back to this one that I did the other day so you can see how I added the color in the other day. When I added it all in, I did it when it was nice and toasty like this. So it might be a little bit different adding it into cold stuff, but that's okay. I'm just going to add a drop or two of the blue. And actually, yeah, 2. And then in this case, I want to use eucalyptus. Where's my eucalyptus? Ah, there's my eucalyptus. So I'm going to put in about 3 drops of my eucalyptus oil. 1, 2, 3. Potent stuff. And then what I did was I kind of closed it up, sealed it up a little bit just so that you didn't get that directly onto your hands. And then I'm pushing into it and you'll start to see it, it'll come through. So again, I try and close it up wherever I see some of that color pressing through. I just keep closing it in as much as I can until you get to a point where you're not going to be able to avoid the color pressing through. Okay. And then you'll know it's kind of mixing. Your fingers might get a little colored, but nothing major. It'll wash out eventually. Besides, you're not going out anywhere, so nobody's going to see it, right? So now I'm to a point where I can go ahead and squish that in real good. And slowly but surely my color starts coming out. And I can definitely smell that eucalyptus. It smells great. If you have a cold, that's a great thing to put on. Eucalyptus and peppermint. And there's my blue coming through. Ooh. And then all you need to do afterwards is seal it up in a bag. And it'll keep for weeks and weeks and weeks. With all the sickness going around, obviously I would not recommend making this and sharing it with everybody, but maybe each child makes their own. And they have their own bag of Play-Doh that they can play with, or you have your own Therapy-Doh. So when you're getting very stressed, take out your nice Therapy-Doh and start squishing it, because if you get angry, you can really squish it out there. But it also just smells delightful. So that's it for today. Hopefully you'll enjoy making some Play-Doh or some Therapy-Doh. Let me see if we've got if anybody had any questions. I missed that the other day. No questions. Okay. So hopefully you enjoyed making some Play-Doh, making some Therapy-Doh. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I will try and go back and answer those. Again, like I mentioned, the book is Mudworks. I love this book. It's got all sorts of different recipes and different fun ideas. I think I bought this book well before I had kids. So it's definitely useful. And that's it. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying well. And maybe I'll come back on and do something else sometime. Have a great day. Oh, before I forget, a couple other things to check out. I have a friend, Becky Louder, who is reading a book every night at 7:30, so feel free to check her out if you can. But also, I have another friend who is going to be teaching how to draw this evening. She does beautiful artwork. She has been decorating all sorts of businesses in her neighborhood. And her page is Your Inner Artist Design. So please feel free to check her out. If I got that wrong, I will try and post a link to her Facebook page when we're done here. So she's going to be doing that at 7 o'clock this evening, and Becky's going to be reading books at 7:30. Hope to see you then. Thanks. Bye.